This era is obviously not good at all, but he still wants to occupy the only water source. Whenever a puppy comes up, he will drive away the air with a fierce and hungry look. All the dogs are afraid of Era, and they dare not even look at him. Only this newcomer does not give him face. The clever Buck stepped hard to break the ice, and the other puppies were instantly attracted. After seeing Buck continue to step on it a few more times, the dogs immediately understood and ran over happily to drink. Buck thought generously, and Era on the side was very unhappy, but he could only vent his anger on the most honest puppy. In the subsequent work, Era deliberately played tricks, and he increased the speed to the highest level. The new Buck could not resist at all. The person in front sighed in anger, but suddenly the ice under his feet broke. At the critical moment, Buck rushed out. He kept twirling his legs in the water and successfully came to the unconscious hostess. Then Buck sprinted at full speed, but the ice was too thick, so he could only keep looking for the weakness of the ice in the water. Then Buck saw the opportunity and successfully rescued the hostess, but he himself was swept under the ice by the water because of his lack of physical strength. Haga stood on the battlefield and called Buck desperately. After hearing the sound, he quickly found the right position, then pulled out his pen and hit the battlefield hard, but before he could swing it twice, his hand broke into 2 sections. He really couldn't believe that. This dog who had just joined the Shueqiao team for less than 2 days would not be able to save his wife. Looking at the stick next to him, who knows who got it, Hage picked it up without thinking and walked around in front of the soldiers. They had conveyed the thoughts of their relatives far away to people's hearts. The next day, the Shueqiao team set off again with and Hage, who couldn't react, was thrown to the ground. Then Buck took the letter and handed it to the hostess. The old man also recognized him at this time, squatted down and said to him. Then, along the way, the chicken blood melted and leaked out of the grass. The huge resistance was the dogs sharp and quiet. They pulled the chicken blood forward with difficulty. Suddenly, Xiao Jingmao fell to the ground without knowing his strength. The whole team was dragged down straight. The dogs used their strength to pull the rope, and Tao Jinka got up and started beating them. Buck had no choice but to continue leading the team. Go forward. But there was a melting glacier in front of them. If they continued to go, they would surely die. Buck didn't want to go any further and didn't have the strength to go any further. Buck, while Tao Jinka continued to go forward with the dog who still had some strength. Looking at their pitiful eyes, the old man was helpless. After 2 full days, Buck finally woke up from his coma. He walked out the door and found that the glacier under the mountain had completely melted. He didn't know whether his companions were dead or alive, and could only laugh helplessly. At this time, Tao Jinka came again. He was all gone. Buck, who was drinking one glass after another, frowned at the strong smell. He sat up and followed the old man's gaze. It was an old photo, and the person on it was his dead son. After that, the old man got another glass of wine. Buck immediately stepped forward and knocked the glass. While the old man was lowering his head to take the glass, he directly buried the bottle in the snow, and then sat on it. No matter how the old man pushed the bottle, he couldn't move it. In desperation, he could only tell Buck about his sad story. It turned out that today was the birthday of his deceased son. In order to escape the pain, he hid in this deserted place, relying on the wine to numb himself, and Buck just accompanied him quietly. Perhaps at this moment, they had become the most important thing in each other's lives. The next morning, the old man had adjusted his state. He was rummaging through the perfume cabinet in the room, and soon found a map with records of the places he and his son wanted to go. Although he was no longer there, the old man still decided to take a trip. So he sorted out his good intentions. 1 man and 1 dog set off on the Poisonwood River. The old man regarded Buck as his best friend. They shared the same boat, drifted along the river, and finally found the legendary wilderness. But they never thought that the Myrtle Guest was an invincible little wall. He actually found it. Looking at the same foot as is on the ground, Buck fell into deep thought. Perhaps he should be the same kind as the white wolf. After returning home, Buck spent the whole day looking for nothing, just hoping to see his goddess again. This day he came to the white wolf's way again, and happened to meet a pack of wolves crossing the river. Unexpectedly, the Wolf King stepped on the air and fell into the river, and was washed away in an instant. The white wolf and other friends could only worry on the shore. Fortunately, there was a huge wood across the middle of the river, which stopped the Wolf King. At this time, Buck suddenly rushed over and used the power of the red wilderness to lift the wood up, successfully rescuing the Wolf King. The white wolf instantly looked at Buck with admiration. They were in the forest every day, but at night, the haunted Myrtle finally found the cabin. He deliberately broke the oil lamp, and the cabin was instantly set on fire. At this time, the old man was finally surprised and started a leisure activity with Myrtle. Just when Myrtle got the gold and was about to kill him, Buck suddenly jumped off the roof. He did not return. After that, Buck had completely integrated into the group, but he often missed the old man.